plays for them.
Did you talk to her?
I said hi to her at the beginning.
Good.
Okay, finish this for Dad.
Finish that for me real quick.
Absolutely. My mom was like, ask Tim if there's going to be any duck snorts today. Oh gosh, I can't even see.
Look at their names. I like their first name.
Right. I think that helps.
Well, I'm glad you're staying. So
Everybody else, we just can't do it.
yeah.
It's not really that out of the ordinary for 6, 7, 8-year-olds.
Nope.
You want that one too?
and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to North Miami High School for today's softball contest between the visiting Winamac Warriors and the home team, the North Miami Warriors. On behalf of the IHSA, North Miami Athletics, and the spirit of sportsmanship, we ask that all fans act responsibly and courteously to those around you. Abuse of language and disorderly conduct is unacceptable and unwelcomed at all IHSAA events.
Welcome to RTC TV4. This is Tim Garrett, my partner Aaron Campbell, as we get set for the third ball game at North Miami High School today, where the Lady Warriors will play the North Miami Warriors. So this will be Warriors versus Warriors. First two games today, North Miami played the first one against Frontier and took the win, and then Winamac beat Frontier. So this will be two teams that for today have been undefeated. So they're going to introduce the players here.
Is number 2, Blake Bailey. Batting second, playing first base, number 16, Aubrey Gearhart. Batting third and pitching is number 6, Kelsey Crawford. Batting cleanup and playing shortstop is number 15, Alexis Grove. Batting fifth and catching is number 10, Ella Gearhart. Batting sixth and playing second base is number 5,
Thank you very much.
Emily Roush. Batting seventh and playing right field is number 18, Jada Collins. Batting eighth and playing third base is number 22, Katie Perry. And batting ninth and playing left field is number 4, Kayla Campbell. Winamac is coached by Ms. Jennifer Belcher. And now introducing the home team, your North Miami Warriors. Leading off and playing shortstop is number 11, Bailey Kine. Batting second, playing center field, number 3, Shiloh Hunt. Batting third and playing first base, number 6, Marley Holterman. Batting fourth and playing second base, number 21, Marianne Freeman. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 1, Taylor Tenney. Batting sixth and pitching is number 23, Ashley Lackman. Batting seventh and catching is number 7, Allie Miller. Batting eighth as a designated player, number 12, Aaliyah Matthias. She is batting for the left fielder, flex player, number 8, Jaden Hetzner. And batting ninth and playing right field is number 4, Allie Smith. And the rest of our Warrior lineup, or bench players. Oh, and their moms. There is no national anthem, so let's play ball!
He does a pretty good job up there in the booth. So I'll tell you, I got to say, the hospitality here at North Miami has been really, really nice. People taking care of us, ran us coffee out. We had one gal that come out and ask us if we wanted like a small canopy of those chairs that are kind of surrounded by almost like a tent chair, right? They have in the outfield. She offered us a couple of those earlier, and I don't know, people are really nice here, good humored, just a good good environment for some softball. The sky's looking a little bit darker, but I'm wondering if that rain's going to pass us. We might just miss it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys
Hey, are
and
these
girls,
our
please
cookies,
be aware
Gretchen?
and alert of any foul balls.
Are these our cookies?
Even though this is called a softball, it is not quite that soft if you get hit by it. So
Here's a mom cookie, Aaron.
beware. And have a safe and
I've been eating
enjoyable
mom
day.
cookies for a lot of years, so I'm going to stop now.
Get
So
a chance, see your bookie. 100% of a Warrior victory
Better
this
than my
afternoon.
wife because she wasn't sharing that mom cookie with me. She ate it. But I guess she earned it.
So Blake Bailey's going to lead off for the Winamac Warriors. She's going to play center field today. And let's see, reacclimate
North
myself
Miami
just a little
Warriors
bit.
next game will be Monday.
So Ashley
May
Lackman
14th,
pitching
right here at
for
home
North
against
Miami.
Mississippi
She got the
Valley
win
High School. Game time
earlier this
is
morning
5
against
o'clock.
Frontier and really threw the ball well. She
The
mixed
next
up
JV
speeds well. And this
game
North
will be
Miami club
at home on
really
Tuesday,
played
May
almost
14th.
flawless softball. I
Again
mean, they
with
played
Mississippi
really well.
Valley.
And
this game time
so I
will
think this could be a
5
pretty
o'clock as well.
pretty interesting game. Be excited to see how this rubber match goes. I don't think anybody would have thought Frontier would come in today and lose both of their games. And
Leading off the top of the first inning for Winamac is the center fielder, number 2, Bailey.
so here comes Blake. Let's see if she can get started here.
What's our pitcher's name?
Lackman.
Lackman. Starts it off with a first pitch strike. Oh. Blake, what do you call that? A little
Drag
bit of a,
bunt, maybe.
I'm not really sure what to say it was.
I'm thinking it's a drag bunt.
Yeah.
Well placed.
It's
And,
got like
Number 16,
a cross between a
first baseman,
bunt, drag bunt, slug
Gerhard.
bunt, whatever. But first baseman or the pitcher mishandled a little bit, and Blake was able to get on.
Aubrey Gearhart pitched the first game today. She's going to be playing first base. Steps in for the Lady Warriors. Left-handed sophomore. I heard her dad was pretty awesome too. I guess it's Mother's Day weekend. I guess her mom's pretty awesome. Her mom is more awesome than her dad, actually. I should just say that. So she's going to take a walk. The first two runners are aboard
bringing
for
up
Kelsey
the
Crawford.
Pitcher, number 6, Crawford.
Kelsey going to pitch this rubber match today.
I'm committed now. I'll put my food down until middle innings.
Ooh. Lackman nibbling just a little bit, gets the call.
Went to the other side. It was pretty close, but 1 ball and 1 strike. Got her to chase.
Kelsey with the clutch hit to lead off the 7th inning for the Warriors in the Winamac Frontier matchup. Got her on the changeup that time. Lackman does a
Crawford
nice
goes
job
down swinging for the first
changing
out of the inning.
speeds.
Bringing up the shortstop, number 15, Grove.
That was a really good pitch. I was watching it, saw it coming, and it still fooled me.
Uh-huh. Miss Lackman's a really talented pitcher. The scouting report says when her drop ball is on, she's wicked tough. When it's not, she can go the other direction.
Yeah.
So ground ball to second base. She's going to try to tag the runner. I don't know if he hasn't quite called the no tag on the runner at second. He's going to appeal it.
Groves on a 4-3 putout.
That was a heads-up play by the second baseman, though, to try to make that happen.
Absolutely. No, you're right. You are right about that. And she had to take the ball out of her glove to even have a chance. And it did look very close. Those calls, when they're right on the edge like that, I mean, I don't know, that one could go either way from where I sat, but
right.
Now the official was right on top of it, so take his word for it. This officiating crew, I got to say, has done a really nice job today. In both games, they've all been consistent, and I think that they've got a lot of these close plays right.
Yep.
So I've been pretty impressed with this team out there. There's going to be 2 outs for the catcher, Ella Gearhart. What runner's at? Second,
now
third.
batting the catcher, number 10, Gearhart.
Let's see if we can get a little bit of what we got out of her last at-bat. A nicely placed ball to the left field corner would probably be a good thing again.
Uh-huh. It's like they're playing the line fairly close, and there's a good-sized gap out in left center. That wind's starting to pick up again, though. Ella Gearhart, just a freshman for Winamac. She's going to get jammed right up the middle. Not really sure. We got some messy base running.
That's 3 outs.
Looked like Aubrey on her way back to second was trying to explain to the pitcher that there was 3 outs.
But she actually made it all the way around third. She was rounding third and had to go back.
Gearhart hits into fielder's
That was
choice.
very confusing to me. But
I'm not sure the pitcher realized that from the beginning of that play, because you thought that there would just been a throw to first and a lot less drama.
yeah, absolutely. Now I'm saying absolutely all the time. All right, so we're gonna take a quick break, actually.
This broadcast brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Find your go with Braun Ability, the world's most trusted name in mobility. Braun Ability is a proud supporter of the Winamac community, where we are working together for a more mobile world. Learn more online at braunability.com. Pulaski Memorial Hospital has been proudly serving the community since 1963. With 18 physicians and nurse practitioners, along with a friendly and knowledgeable staff, PMH is dedicated to providing quality care closer to home. More information online at pmhnet.com. Please support our local sponsors.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gearhart with my partner Aaron Campbell. We get ready for the bottom half of the first frame of the game. Kelsey Crawford warming up, junior from Winamac, hard-throwing right-hander. Winamac threatened, got a couple girls on, just couldn't manufacture a run. Let's see. So we have coming up Bailey Kime, Shiloh Hunt, and Marley Halterman to start it off the game for North Miami. I gotta tell you, it's a cold day. Weather is, and I guess maybe we've been spoiled by some of those mid 70 degree days, and we're, back down to 50 and up on the hill here it's windy. But I'll tell you what, just the environment here, and then the softball that we're seeing some really quality softball, Aaron, and it makes it not feel as cold when you have something that's really engaging like these games. Now, if one of these games was a blowout or you're seeing a lot of sloppy softball, it would feel a lot colder, I think.
Yeah, it's fun when you see kids playing and they know the game and they know it, like Lexi's double up in the last game, and then the second baseman from North Miami trying to make that heads up tag throw double play. It's good to watch good kids play good ball.
Gonna be 1-1 strike here to Bailey Kime. Kelsey really been throwing the ball quite well her last few outings. She's really piled up some strikeouts. Excited to see how she throws the ball today. Lexi Groh with a nice jump on that softly hit ball.
Kine pops out to the shortstop, bringing up the center fielder, number 3, Hunt.
So Shiloh Hunt, the right-handed center fielder for North Miami, steps into the box.
It's another kid that my daughter played with on a travel team many years ago.
That's really a fun thing about travel ball and being involved in this region, this area for quite a while, that you see some of these girls that you've seen around for a while, get to know their parents a little bit, and just cool. It's a nice culture. Ooh, she took one off the elbow there, I think.
Hunt gets another kind of hit to get on first base.
So Hunt gets another kind of hit to get on first base.
Yeah.
So we got one out. Are you hearing me very good?
No, the volume kind of went a little wanky there a little bit.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Looks like we have volume on the screen.
I can hear you. It just sounds a little muffled. So Shiloh advances on a hit by pitch, and now we're 0-2. There's that back pick that I was talking about last game. Might be one of the favorite things I think I see Ella do. If it makes you feel any better, I can't hear myself all that well either, so. Ooh. Crawford misses on the strikes. So we got a full count. She walks her. I don't hear anything now.
Holtman draws a walk, putting runners up first and second, bringing up the second baseman, number 21, Freeman.
Here we go with the number 21 for North Miami, Marianne Freeman.
So we got 2 balls and no strikes. Misses low for ball 3.
Freeman draws a walk, filling those bases.
So we're looking at bases loaded now with 1 out. So Freeman draws the walk. There. Kelsey found her way back into the strike zone. Now she's 0-1.
foul ball right off that face mask.
Yeah, it came. I think it might have snuck up underneath her face mask a little bit.
I think it might have got her chin.
She grabbed for it right away, so hopefully not.
Coach looks like he's smiling over there, so must not be hurting too bad. Must be a pretty tough kid.
Yeah.
And that's scary. That ball's coming in hard, and you wonder why they wear these masks.
Right.
You don't see that happen in baseball a lot. I'm not sure what the difference is between baseball.
Well, that was a humongous cut. It just came straight off the top of the bat right up in her face.
The GoPro volume, the volume bars are working, so we're actually muted right now.
I was looking to see if maybe I stepped on something. No.
Unless, I mean, the power's still on here, right? I mean, that light's still on. Did she get clipped?
Penny with an RBI.
What's that?
We're muted.
I think so.
Brings up the pitcher,
Yeah,
number
we are.
23, Lackman.
Welcome back. We're still looking for volume. We are still looking for volume. The only thing I can think is that, I mean, it looks like we have power though. Blake's gonna get that girl at home. Wow. Oh, could have doubled him up. All right. How's it? Oh,
I don't know what you did, but
it came on and off for a second, didn't it?
Brings up number 7, the catcher, Miller.
Now we're powered on, and then it faded away.
Right in a second base.
I think I wondered.
is this? This doesn't. I bet your batteries are running low.
I think they're starting to maybe fade in and out.
Do you have any double A's?
looking for the third out of the inning. North Miami scores.
All that smoke can only mean one thing. The Winamac Corner Deli is cooking up something delicious. Located in the Old Burger Dairy Store, the Winamac Corner Deli offers everything from daily lunch specials to full-service event catering. Stop in today to try one of our signature creations, like our amazing barbecue nachos or our tantalizing barbecue mac and cheese wrap. Every day is something new, yet familiar. Mouth-watering sandwiches and entrees for any occasion. The Winamac Corner Deli, smoking good food.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gerhart, my partner, Aaron Campbell. I apologize for some interference there with our audio, and I think we are back up and going. So North Miami picks up a 3 spot, so they got a crooked number in the first inning. A lot like how Winamac started the first game, giving up a couple runs early and then giving up a couple runs early, and then Winamac came back and tightened it up after that. So not a whole lot to worry about. You don't want to give up a few runs that first inning, but you know, still early in the game, and sometimes you just got to get through that first inning. So Emily Roush steps in for Winamac. She's got 1 ball and 1 strike.
Batteries were the remedy, huh?
You know what? Batteries were the remedy.
All right. Oh.
Emily had some really good looking at bats in the Frontier game. So excited about that.
Oh.
Emily just a soft. Jesus. Wow.
That made me look much more manly because I wasn't paying any attention.
Well, I really wasn't paying attention either, and yeah, all right.
I was looking the other direction, so nobody got to make fun of me for jumping.
So that ball was flying at my face about 70 mile an hour. And yeah, okay. That was awful. Oh.
Roush goes down looking, first out of the inning. Bringing up the right fielder, number 18, Collins.
Jada Collins, the only senior for the club, up for Winamac. She's going to ground back to the pitcher for a 1-3.
And the put out was a 1-3 play for the second out of the inning. Bringing up the third baseman, number 22, Perry.
Now, I missed the first game. Did this girl pitch the whole first game too?
She did. Yep. Yep. So you got to think that by the end of this game, she's going to be really worn down. So if Winamac can just keep them close, I'd say that a lot of times the second time through the lineup, you have a lot better chance against a pitcher. So Katy Perry in the driver's seat. Sophomore third baseman for Winamac. It's going to be ball 3. Pitch is going to be ball 4, so Katy Perry draws the walk, the 2-out walk, and that brings up the left fielding freshman, Kaya Campbell.
Bringing up their left fielder, number 4, Campbell.
Pretty good hack of the ball, first pitch strike. Going to get a piece of strike 2.
You said before it doesn't really make me all that nervous when she gets down 0-2, but man, she sure likes to do it.
And Campbell goes down swinging for the third out of the inning.
So Winamac
No
will
runs, no hits,
will get one on board.
one
2
left on
strikeouts
base.
for
Coming up in the
Lackman.
bottom of the
Just
second.
throws the ball hard. So
Kime and Hunt.
we're gonna try to get things straightened out. We're gonna jump to a quick break, and we'll be back.
All that smoke can only mean one thing. The Winamac Corner Deli is cooking up something delicious. Located in the Old Burger Dairy Store, the Winamac Corner Deli offers everything from daily lunch specials to full-service event catering. Stop in today to try one of our signature creations, like our amazing barbecue nachos or our tantalizing barbecue mac and cheese wrap. Every day is something new, yet familiar. Mouth-watering sandwiches and entrees for any occasion. The Winamac Corner Deli, smoking good food.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gerhardt with my partner Aaron Campbell as we get set for the top of the second inning. Is that right, or is this top of third? Is that 2 complete? This is top of the third inning.
Everything went haywire whenever our sound went off.
That is true.
I guess I didn't realize we were the home. I was assuming we were the.
Oh yeah.
Because they're the home team, I believe.
Yeah. So this is bottom of 2.
the 2.
Okay. Yeah. Well done. Well, Winamac was home team in the previous game against Frontier, so yeah, there is a little reacclimation.
And leading off the bottom of the
Our
second
mics went
is
out.
right
My
fielder, number 4,
walking
Smith.
taco went flying across the table. It was just chaos.
That's awesome.
We're back on track. I was trying to salvage it by just keep talking, and then you're like, yeah, we're muted. So I was like,
Oh.
Ooh.
So Allie Smith, the batter for North Miami.
Crawford's trying to keep the ball in the bottom of the strike zone, I think, but just needs to come up a little bit. There you go. That was a good pitch. 3-1 count.
So Allie Smith, playing right field for North Miami. It's going to be comebacker. Lexi Grove's going to get that and get the put out at first base. That's some really good range by Lexi.
6-3 put out for the first out of the inning.
She came.
Bringing up number 11.
I'm
Kime.
pretty sure she was to the right side of second base whenever she picked that thing up.
Right.
I'm thinking Emily might have been able to make that play too, but it was a good decision. She's got the momentum going towards the bag on a slow ball rolling, and got to get it to first. And
so the leadoff batter, Bailey Kime, batting. She flied out to the shortstop her first time up. Looks like going to be a little duck snort into right field. And that for
Kime
Bailey
with a base
Kime.
hit to right field.
So
Bringing
my
up number 3, Hunt.
So my mother-in-law was watching one of my broadcasts, and she texted my wife Gretchen. She said, "Would you ask Tim what a duck snort is?" And I don't really know what a duck snort is anywhere other than in baseball or softball, but that blue pit that kind of falls into no man's land. Ella with the throw down to second base going to be off the mark. Kelsey with the first pitch strike.
Kime with a stolen base.
Yeah, I don't think outside of baseball or softball I've ever heard the word duck snort, used the word duck snort.
no, I'm pretty sure it's exclusive.
I think this sport has the rights to it.
So Hunt's got 2 strikes on her.
Gonna take strike 3.
Hunt strikes out looking for the second out of the inning. Bringing up number 6, Holtman.
So Kelsey really settling in now. She just kind of need to get through that first inning. I see that with a lot of pitchers in softball. You got to get through that first inning, get warmed up a little bit, especially on a cooler day. So she looks dialed in. She looks like a different pitcher now. She's throwing the ball harder. She's starting to put it where she wants it.
Right.
So Marley Halterman scored her first time up, crossed home plate. She's one of the 3 runs across home plate.
It was a good stop by Ella to keep the runner on second base, looking at a 1-1 count.
A great pitch by Kelsey Crawford.
I will never cease to be amazed by the fast-pitched softball pitcher.
Holtman goes down swinging for the third out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit.
As a
One
base,
left on
as a
base.
baseball player, it just looks so
Going up the
unnatural,
top
and
of
then
the
these
third.
girls could do it so well. And I'm just amazed by it every
So
time.
help me understand what you're saying. So like the speed that they can bring it.
It's the speed and just the accuracy about being able to, and still coming underhanded and moving. It's just, I think mostly just the fact that I've never thrown a ball any other way than overhanded, and I had, it's hard enough to do it that way, and then to see them be able to do that with that much, I'd throw it over the backstop every time, I think, if I was doing it. But it just impresses me that, especially the girls that are really good at it, about how accurate they can be, and how, speed's one thing, but, the accuracy and so the girls who have, 3, 4, 5 different pitches, that it just impresses me. Look, and to know that all the softball that you and I've seen throughout the years, that to have people that can do it really well, is sometimes hard to come by.
Well, you know how many hours these girls put in to work on pitching. I mean, it is a huge commitment to be able to be a, effective high school pitcher. Even in a smaller 2A kind of environment, I'm with you about that. It just seems unnatural.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, you throw overhand when you're playing catch with your kids, or when your kid throws something when they're mad and they're 1 year old and they throw their macaroni across the table. They're not doing an underhand, are they?
Well, save a little flip to first base or second base. If a play happens close to a bag, that's the only time that they're throwing the ball underhanded.
Right.
And to be able to do it like that, the way that they do it, it's impressive to me.
Blake Bailey with a bunt down the third baseline. She's going to get to first base well in time. Blake Bailey, the leadoff batter, and when she gets a nice bunt down, she's just so quick. She is going to get to first base. So a leadoff runner aboard for Winamac.
Brings up number 16, Gearhart.
Aubrey Gearhart, left-handed sophomore for Winamac. She's going to swing at the first pitch and put it behind, fouled off out of play. Aubrey shows bunt, takes ball 1. No, growing up playing baseball and then transitioning and having daughters, and the idea of softball, it really is a different game now. The rules and basic principles and the fundamentals all apply. It's going to be ball 2. But it really is a different game. It's higher paced. The bases are closer together. And I really love it. It's almost like girls basketball tends to be more fundamentally driven. Girls softball is the same exact way compared to baseball. It seems like in baseball, if you knock it down, you got 90 feet from home to first. As long as you knock it down and have a pretty decent arm, you can get it out.
Right.
But that 60 feet, these girls are cooking down bases. If you bobble it or misstep just slightly, there's a really good chance you're not going to be able to make the play. That was a nice change up there by Lackerman. Aubrey does a nice job just fouling that one off. So I really appreciate that about the game. And actually, baseball seems a lot slower now to some extent after us. Oh, man. That was an awesome changeup.
Gearhart goes down swinging for the first out of the inning, bringing up number 6, Crawford.
Kelsey struck out on a changeup as well, her first time up. Got to wonder if they're going to green light Blake on this one. No. I think I mentioned in the first broadcast, but Blake just got the single season softball record for steals at Winamac at 24. She might have had one last game. No, I don't think so.
She, I think she set that or broke that record at Carroll on Thursday night. So, and I think she probably had 2 or 3 in that game. So she definitely got wheels.
So Lackerman, we saw a pitch in the first game. I didn't see nearly the off speed. I'm seeing a lot more off speed stuff from her right now. You got to wonder if that's because she's thrown her second game in a day. Pretty good throw over to first base.
I wonder if the wind's kind of died down now, but
it's a hard ground ball to second base. Second baseman mishandles it. Still going to get the throw out at first base. That's going to be 2 outs.
Crawford out at first.
Kelsey, if her feet were healthy, she would have been there well in amount of time. But
the crowd was pretty big in questioning whether or not she didn't make it that time.
It was a very close call, close play.
Blake kind of went weird over the top of second base that time, and looks like she might have tweaked something a little bit, but she's smiling.
She'd probably be smiling if her ankle was 90 degrees from her foot.
Yeah, true, true.
She's just that kind of kid.
So we got 2 outs, and Lexi Grove is up to bat.
Ball's going to be out of play. Into the stands.
You all right, sir? You okay?
Oh, we're gonna.
That was awesome. Is that Doc Crawford that threw that ball straight to here? That was a good effort, you know.
The umpire makes an inquiry as to whether or not one of the spectators was okay, and then they throw the ball and it goes.
That's a base hit to right field. That's going to score a run. Lexi Grove with a clutch hit. Going to score Blake Bailey.
Groves hit to right field.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. So, yeah, the umpire comes over.
The umpire comes over to ask
Brings
if
up number
a particular
10,
person
Gerhard.
that ball landed close to was okay, and everyone's like, yeah, he's okay. And then they try to throw the ball back in and throw it straight up in the air right back at the same guy who almost got hit the first time.
Oh, that's awesome. Catcher Ella Gearhart in the box for Winamac. Ella grounded back to the pitcher to end the first inning. Wind just brought it down.
And Gearhart pops out to the shortstop to end the inning.
Somebody's going to get hurt in this game. I see already. You about hurt your butt come out of the stands.
Winamac scores 1 run on 2 hits. One
All
left
right,
on
so
base. Coming up to the bottom of the third.
after 2.5,
Freeman, Tinney, and Lackman.
Winamac trails North Miami by a score of 3-1. And we'll be back after a short break.
Summit Contractor Supply is the area's leading supplier of tools, parts, products, and services to commercial and industrial contractors throughout northern Indiana and southern Michigan. Offering Milwaukee Electric Tools, DeWalt Power Tools, Metabo Power Tools, and more, Summit has the blades, bits, fasteners, and anchors to get the job done right. Summit is also a factory-authorized service and repair center. Contact Summit for all of your contractor supply needs.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gerhart with my partner Aaron Campbell as we get ready for the bottom half of the third inning, where North Miami has Marley Halterman, Marianne Freeman, and Taylor Tenney who will be batting. So North Miami getting a 3 spot in that first inning. Just looked like Winamac was maybe coming off a lunch break and not quite mentally in the game, and have settled in pretty nicely since then. Came back with a really strong second inning. Kelsey settled in, got her arm loose, and was throwing the ball a lot better. Really, the girls seem to be playing pretty loose today, which I like that. They all seem to be having fun. You know, that game against Frontier, that was a big game for these girls. I mean, they all got to be feeling good. It was a great team effort across the board against a team that, I don't know, if you would ask me if we were going to win or not, I don't know. If I was betting my mortgage on it, I probably would have put it on Frontier. So that's just, you know, that's nice to come up with a win like that when you're expecting, you know, a pretty tough matchup.
I was talking to Aubrey after the game and telling her that, you know, that she pitched well and everything, and she reminded me that the Frontier Winamac game last year did not go so good for Winamac.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So for them to come in and be able to not only get the W, but to come back, you know, from being down and fight back and be able to pull it off, that's a big win for them, especially late in the season, getting ready to go into postseason.
Yeah, really, the thing I'm really excited about this year is that Winamac's starting to hit a stride here towards the end of the season, coming up on sectionals. You know, we have North Newton, the first round of sectionals, and then Boone Grove. I forget who I need to actually reference it. Boone Grove plays somebody, but it's probably the favorite. I'm sure they're favored in our sectional, so we're anticipating meeting them in round 2, but it's going to be no pitch. I don't know if the batter tried to call timeout there.
Well, hopefully for her sake, this at-bat's a little bit safer.
Yeah. I'm with you. Taylor Tenney drops a bunt down. That's a pretty good one. Kelsey gets the ball, and she is well down the line. So that's a really good bunt by Taylor Tenney. There's really nothing you can do about that one.
Tenney with a bunt single brings up number 23, Blackman.
Lackman with a couple of key hits for North Miami in their win against Frontier. She's going to bunt down the first baseline. That's going to go foul. She came up big. I think I don't know if she had 3 or 4 RBIs. I can't remember exactly, but really played a whale of a game. Call that one up and in.
Yeah, she just looks to be a pretty all-around athlete.
Maybe call that one a little bit upstairs. So Crawford looking for her first out. 3-1 count with runners on first and second. There's a needed strike. That's going to bring the count full. Here comes the payoff pitch. Going to be fouled out of play right side.
Blackman draws the walk to load the bases for number 7, Miller.
So that walk's going to advance Taylor Tinney to second base and Marianne Freeman to third to load the bases for Allie Miller, who grounded into a fielder's choice her first at bat.
Now she's batted her way to a fortunate 0-2 count. See if we can get this first out. And we've done really good today about getting out of trouble. So I think we've had a number of times with runners on first and second or bases loaded or whatever, and being able to come out at relatively, if not altogether, unscathed.
You're absolutely right. I mean, some of those key plays and key moments, I'm kind of curious on how many batters were left on base.
Allie Miller's doing a pretty good job here keeping herself alive in this at-bat.
Catcher for North Miami. Ooh, nibbling on the outside corner. That looked really, really good. I was just reflecting on how many people are out at the ballpark. So North Miami has quite a number of people here, and Winamac really traveled pretty well for a cold day on Saturday, where that's going to be a hit to the third baseman who does not make the throw at home. Looks like ball was thrown kind of in line with the run. I couldn't really see that real good.
Yeah, there's a lot to deal with there. You got getting barreled down on by a runner, and third baseman and runner are right there all together, and the ball comes in the same path the runner's coming in and
scores 1 run. Second run comes in on an error.
Unfortunate yet understandable.
Brings up number 12, Matthias.
You know, sometimes it's those little things. Every once in a while, if things aren't going right, like those kind of things aren't going right, can throw everything else off. So Mathis.
Good dig up out of the dirt by Ella.
So Mathis struck out her first time up.
Two count.
Matthias goes down looking for the first out of the inning, bringing up number 4, Smith.
Here comes Allie Smith. She's the right fielder for North Miami. She grounded into a 6-3 out in the second inning. Like that first pitch strike, Aaron.
It's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ball hit fairly well. Looks like Blake Bailey. She's going to get it.
She made the out.
Might throw it over to third base just to make sure
And
that
a great
Lackerman
catch
tagged
in
up. I think
center
she
field
did.
For the second out of the inning. Makes it a sacrifice. Bringing in a run from third.
That was a spectacular
Now
catch
batting,
by Blake out there in
number
center
11,
field,
Kai.
laid out.
It was a fantastic catch. She did a nice job.
You know, gets
Jada Collins with the basket catch to end the inning, but
And
not
time
after,
flies out to the
not
right
before there's
fielder
been some
for the
damage
third out of the
done
inning.
here in the third.
3 runs on 2 hits. 1 left on base. Coming up in the top of the 4th, Roush, Collins, and Perry.
This is Old You. And this is Now You.
Clive wears his fire hat and coat in the rain.
Things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent. And now you can stop knocking on wood.
to make a play.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gerhart with my partner, Aaron Campbell.
Sorry, I was heckling the crowd.
I think heckling the crowd is very appropriate. So North Miami picks up a 3 spot in the bottom of the third to extend their lead to 6. So they're leading the Warriors by a score of 6-1. And I didn't put Winamac's first run on the board up here. So that was in the third inning.
Now batting number 5, Roush.
Emily Roush, the right-handed second baseman, steps in for Winamac.
Not really for sure if that was a called strike or if he said she swung at it. It looked like she was trying to get out of the way a little bit, but the bat did break the plane. That's going to get down.
That's a good little piece of hitting by Emily Roush. Just kind of muscled that out there, didn't she?
Base hit to right field.
So she got
Brings up number 18.
jammed a little bit, was able to get her hands through and just punch it out there.
Jada Collins hits the ball pretty hard to second base. They're going to get the lead runner. Shortstop makes it to the bag on time
Collins
for the
hits
first
the
out of the
fielder's
inning.
choice. Roush out at second on a 4-6 play.
That was a good
First
slide
out
by
of the
Emily.
Bring
Gonna
up
break
number
that up a little
22,
bit.
Perry.
It's Katy Perry in a bunt
Perry
attempt.
pops it up to the third baseman for the second out of the inning. Bring
Popped up to
number
the
4,
third baseman
Campbell.
for the second out of the inning.
I like that guy up there.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they can hear him, we don't even really need to say anything.
I know.
don't think.
I almost, like, especially at the end of the inning, he sums it up nicely. Ball gets behind the catcher. Jada's going to advance to second base.
Collins advances on the pass ball.
Yeah, the official play kind of did like dribbling a soccer ball to her for a minute, trying to get out of the way. And so,
Yeah. Kai Campbell, freshman left fielder for Winamac. It's a ball to second base. It's mishandled. Kai is going to have to work for it, and she gets there. So she's going to make it to first base and advance Jada Collins to third on the error by the second baseman. So Winamac has some trouble brewing here with 2 outs, and we're about to the top of the order with Blake Bailey, who has 2 singles on the night. So she is who we want up to bat if you're a Winamac fan.
I've been noticing she like uses the knob of her bat to draw something in the front of the batter's box. Is that just something for her to be able to like judge her distance for whenever she's slapping, or what do you think?
I don't know. It could be a ritual. Like I do this and then I hit better when I do it. I know a lot of girls on this team, like baseball players, a lot of the girls on this softball team are pretty superstitious, Aaron.
Yeah.
But there could be actually some sign, like she might be trying to judge something there. Ooh, it's going to be strike 2.
One ball, 2 strikes.
I'm going to have to ask her now. She uses a little bitty curve thing right there in the front of the.
Mm-hmm. Blake, nice little piece of hitting. Puts a ball, slaps it into left field. It's almost like that's precisely where she wanted to put it. Didn't you get that feeling?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like split the shortstop and the third baseman about perfect.
You almost like saw the way that she was holding the bat, almost like she just kind of like it was she was aiming at it. I mean, yeah, everything about that looked like it was on purpose.
Yep, that was awesome. Aubrey Gearhart steps in for the Warriors. She's going to hit one to right field. Looks like the second baseman's going to go out and make the play. But not before Winamac gets one more back.
Second baseman cradles that one in for the third out of the inning.
So one at a time.
Winamac scores 1 run on 2 hits.
Winamac trying to climb their way back. After a quick word from our sponsor, we'll be right back.
This is old you. And this is now you. Things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent, and now you can stop knocking on wood.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gearhart with my partner Aaron Campbell as we get set for the bottom of the 4th inning where North Miami leads Winamac by a score of 6-2. For this frame, looks like we are going to be at the top of the order for Bailey Kime, Shiloh Hunt, and Marley Halterman. Winamac needs to get a nice quick 1-2-3 inning, get the sticks back out there. Actually, this is not Bailey Kime, this is Shiloh Hunt.
Yep.
So again, my
Leading off is number 3, Hunt.
Hunt struck out and was hit by a pitch in this contest.
And that is what helmets are for.
Little wake-up call for Ella Gearhart behind the plate.
Foul ball off the face.
So interesting non-verbals in between Ella and Kelsey after that pitch. Kind of like how that looked on camera. So that hit the fence and kind of wobbled the, yeah, I thought that was a good effect.
Give everybody out there in YouTube land a little bit of what it looked like when that ball was coming right into Ella's face.
Right there. I like it.
Hunt's battling to stay in there with an 0-2 count.
Looks like that ball might have played Lexi instead of Lexi playing the ball. She kind of got caught in between that short hop, wasn't sure to commit or not.
Hunt reaches first.
Decided to play the hop, and then the hop didn't happen.
Yeah,
just kind of died when it hit the dirt.
it sort of died.
Fouled out a play to the left for strike number 2.
So what do you think about that? So that big win against Frontier, these girls were high on adrenaline that entire game. It's neck and neck, and then they came back at the end. I mean, how does that affect them emotionally? Like, so at the end of that game and coming into this one, are you not? Is it harder to get up for this game or no? Kai Campbell makes a nice adjustment out in left field. That ball moved quite a bit on her once it got in the air.
Brings up number 21, Freeman.
Yeah, I think it's, you have something like that happen and have that big, huge adrenaline dump from being able to come back and then going right back into playing another game. It can sometimes be pretty tough to settle yourself down and then get right back up,
Absolutely. Missed just a little bit low.
But, Kelsey's been throwing a really consistent game for the most part. I think just keeping it low in the strike zone. Unfortunately, it's a little too low for the officials. Hunt takes second base on that ball that popped out of Ella's glove just a little bit.
Hunt was going on the pitch for a stolen base.
So Marianne played with on the same team as Aubrey for the Sluggers with Dave Musselman, who we show some of his commercials over there in Rochester. Really neat guy. So he had Marianne and Aubrey on the same team. Got to know Marianne just a little bit. The girls got to know her pretty well. Just a really, really nice kid from everything I know about her. She hit the ball a ton. Back to center field, Blake Bailey's there. She gets a beat on it and hauls it in. That's a great play. She made a good adjustment and gets that ball in. It didn't really look pretty, her route to the ball.
You know what, though? So many times I've seen, not just in softball, but in baseball too, high school, a ball hit that far over a kid's head. To see a kid actually have the guts to take their eye off the ball, turn around and run to the spot where they need to be, which is what they should be doing.
Kai Campbell can't quite get their ball to the fence. That's going to be a gapper to left field for a stand-up double for Taylor Tenney.
But I mean, I don't know if the GoPro can show that much detail that deep in the outfield. But Blake, she completely took her eye completely off the ball, turned around and sprinted to the spot where she knew she needed it to be. She maybe made a little bit of a wrong turn when she first turned around, but
she had the wherewithal to stick with it.
But her being able to turn around and sprint to that spot is what made that catch catchable, or that ball catchable. If she'd have tried to backpedal or run looking over her shoulder or anything else like that, that's probably going to land behind her. But that was awesome.
That was awesome. I'm getting the sense that you were impressed by that
I'm
play.
Super impressed by that because I really don't see it very often. I mean, I've been coaching kids in softball or baseball ever since Kaya could carry a bat. And now we get the opportunity to watch some of these kids that we've coached throughout the years play at this level, and so I watch a lot of stuff, try to see as much as I can. And you don't see what she just did. You do not see that very often.
That's a fantastic point. And she does have guts. I mean, she just does. Ball hit well into right field. Jada Collins got a beat on it, hauls it in for the third out of the inning, but not before North Miami picks up another run.
Third out of the inning.
So after 4 complete, North
coming up on the top of the fifth. Crawford, Grove, and Gearhart.
First Federal Savings Bank has provided mortgage loans for over 50 years.
We're now offering commercial loans to support our local businesses.
We offer business loans for real estate, equipment, lines of credit, and investments. We also offer Simply Free business checking for all your banking needs.
Contact Lindy Breeden, our business lending expert, to take the worry out of your business banking.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gerhart with my partner Aaron Campbell. Home plate umpire is kind of explaining to us the human insulation factor and how that's keeping him warm. So Winamac needs to get something going here. In the top of the fifth, we have Kelsey Crawford, Alexis Grove, and Ella Gearhart coming to the plate. So that is the meat of Winamac's order. It's a 5-run. You know, at 7-2, it seems like a decent deficit. But softball and this Winamac team, we've seen it before. They can put a 5 spot up awful quick, Aaron.
Yeah, when things are going good, we can score a lot of runs. That's for sure.
No balls and 2 strikes to the right-handed pitcher, Kelsey Crawford, junior from Winamac. One ball and 2 strikes.
She, not that she necessarily needs confidence, but it'd be good for her to just smack a good hard line drive one time. Wake that bat up a little bit. There you go.
Good hard hit ball to shortstop. With a put out at first, it's going to be a 6-3.
Crawford out at first on a 6-3 play.
It's really good at bat for Kelsey, though. Obviously, you want to see her munch one and really hit the ball back to the fence, whatever. But you know, going from an 0-2 count, battling all the way back to full, and what is it? 5 pitches is a QAB.
Yep.
Is that the same in softball, you think, or is that a baseball stat?
That I cannot be. Oh,
Lexi Grove hits one down the line in the right field. Jumped all over that first pitch.
But to answer your earlier question, I have no idea.
Bring up number 10, Gearhart.
If my hands weren't so cold, I would Google it. But I'm going to leave my phone and my hands in my pocket for now.
There you go. Ella Gearhart 0 for 2. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the first inning, and a fly ball to shortstop. Ella hits the ball to right field. Looks like she's got a bead on it and makes a pretty good basket catch for out number 2.
Little shoestring grab.
Right fielder makes a catch for the second out of the inning. Bring up number 5, Roush.
Emily Roush had a base hit her last at bat. Pretty good job laying off that changeup.
This pitcher works fast. She doesn't waste much time getting him back into up to the mound and getting rid of the ball, that's for sure. It feels like we've only been sitting there for about 10 minutes. We're already in the 5th inning.
Yeah, this game's had a pretty good pace, too. That's going to be popped up. The first baseman has a beat on it. Makes the catch in foul territory to retire the side.
First baseman for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, one left on base. Hey, it's the 5th inning stretch. Be
Oh,
loud,
my.
be proud. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever go back going through. Root for the Warriors. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1,
Both
2,
kids of the Warriors.
3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
All right. I respect the old take me out to the ball game here for the midway point through the 5th inning, where the Warriors are leading the Warriors by a score of 7-2, as you pointed out, that both teams are the Warriors. Wonder who are the Warriors first. That'd be a fact I'd be curious about.
I don't know. they're both consolidated schools, so it's not like either one of them would go way back. I'm assuming North Miami is a consolidated school.
What's a consolidated school?
It's like they take the smaller schools like
Leading off the bottom
in
of the 5th,
Winamac. There used to be Star
Miller.
City and Monterey and all those other
Oh.
things, so everything got consolidated into the Eastern Pulaski, and same would be said for like Francisville and Madeiraville consolidated into West Central at some point in time back in the future.
You know the word consolidated is a 5-syllable word?
You know that I just said back in the future? Back in the past.
Okay.
Oh, man. I made it almost 2 complete of these broadcasts with you. 3 almost, actually, without saying something like totally ridiculous.
Are you kidding me? That's perfect.
That
You
one
should
doesn't
try to
even
say
make
that on
sense.
purpose.
Again, probably never. I don't know if anybody would have caught it if I wouldn't have said it myself.
I didn't notice. It sounded very natural.
I'm my daughter's father. Kai's good at telling on herself too whenever she does something.
Allie Miller with the base on balls.
Miller with a walk.
The
Brings
dreaded
up number 12,
dreaded leadoff walk.
Matthias.
Brings up the designated player, Matthias.
So they're going to courtesy run for the catcher as well.
Taylor, courtesy running at first base.
Who do you think's courtesy running? It's going to be bunted foul for strike 1.
Well, I kind of heard the announcer say a name, but it doesn't sound like anything I'm seeing on this list. So
Taylor is what he said. I actually was asking you to try to be funny because he had just said Taylor real loud.
I can understand it.
That ball's hit behind home plate. It's going to be out of play for strike 2. Matthias has batted twice and has struck out looking both times. So Matthias is hit by pitch. She'll get to first base.
Brings up number 4, Smith.
Yeah, Kels didn't want to do that. Hit a girl when you're 0-2.
Especially a girl that she's catered twice, hasn't she?
Right, yep. Gets the bunt down. Gets the force out at first base. Probably the smart move. Might have had to play at third, but I like going to first on that.
For the the first out of the inning, bringing up number 11, Kime.
Bailey Kime, the shortstop, coming to bat for North Miami. She is 1 for 3 with a couple of pop outs. Takes first pitch strike. Been pretty impressed with Bailey Kime today. She covers some territory out there at short. Ball gets behind a catcher. It's going to score a run from third base.
Taylor comes in on a wild pitch.
One and one count, the way they've been playing, I wouldn't be surprised to see another bunt here. Oh.
Base hit to right field. Jada Collins is going to reel it in. Tries to make a play at first base. Pretty heads-up play by Jada. Made it worth at least.
With an RBI single to right.
Definitely made it worth a chance there. So you know that leadoff walk always seems to come back to haunt you. I don't know what the percentages are, but it seems like whenever there's a leadoff walk, the likelihood of that run scoring is pretty high. So the ball just gets through the second baseman.
I'm not really sure. Did she miss the tag at third?
I had trouble seeing it from where I was at, Aaron.
I couldn't see through the catcher, but it looked like she made the tag and then went to make the throw to second, and they called her safe at third. The ball beat her there, but for sure.
Hunt puts the ball in play, moving the runners from first to third. Bringing up number 6, Holtman.
Kel's just having a little bit rough day on the mound. You know, she doesn't have a lot of those.
No.
And that's one thing I'd say compared to, you know, pitching in baseball, and, you know, you talked about the difference between pitching in baseball versus softball. To consistently be 100% and really dominating the strike zone, you know, time and time again is pretty impressive. But my book is all the way off. It just is. So I was going to help our bookkeeper, but she looked at the book and was like, yeah, I'm not looking at that. Actually, it might help you, though. You can look at it. It probably won't, but. First pitch strike. No, but it's just, I don't know. It's time and time again to come out each week and always be dominant on the mound. It just doesn't seem realistic. Gets the out at first on the throw by Emily Roush. But these girls, you know, the adolescent kids, man, you expect yourself to be 100% awesome all the time.
Drive in a run.
Or, you know, playing at the
2 outs.
The best you could possibly play.
21,
right.
Freeman.
Well, and you know, she's a fabulous softball player, and no, hands down. So you have everybody, no matter who you are. I was telling my daughter, there's I can't remember what his name is, but is one of the professional baseball players, plays for the Orioles. He's that guy they gave that big long contract for, which made him not be able to afford Manny Machado. But yeah. said she committed to that swing, so that was a third strike. Let's see what they end up with.
Freeman goes a little too far on a check swing for the third out of the inning.
3 runs. Jumping out to a 10-2 lead.
We'll jump over to a quick break, and we'll get back to that. I'm curious what you had to say.
At Co-Alliance, we understand the importance of community. After all, we've been farmer-owned since the 1920s. And now that we're a part of your community, we want to become your total agronomy solutions provider. Co-Alliance offers the latest in ag technology for your operation. From field scouting and fertilizers to premium seed and precision agriculture, we can help take your operation to the next level. Put the resources of your local cooperative to work. Contact Co-Alliance today.
Welcome back to RTC TV4 as we get set for the top of the 6th inning here in Denver, Indiana, where North Miami Warriors lead the Winamac Warriors by a score of 10-2.
But finishing that thought that I had before the break, like I said, I can't remember the guy's name, but so he's making a good chunk of money because they signed him on a big, long extension a couple years ago, which kind of put him in a bad place to not be able to keep Machado, like I said. But I think that guy started off this season something like 0-50.
0-50?
Yeah, I mean, he just could not get a hit for nothing.
Collins.
And and he's a good baseball player.
Right, yeah,
so
yeah.
we have one, kind of struggling day on the mound. It shouldn't even be, a blink in her mind to, Besides, we still got 2 more innings of softball.
That's
play,
right.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, we shouldn't talk like it's over, I guess,
Yeah.
huh?
One big inning, we're right back in it.
Well, and certainly not to take anything away from North Miami. I mean, this North Miami team is dialed in today. They played very well against Frontier, and they came out and they're playing very well again. This Lackerman she is pitching awesome. She's changing speeds. She's locating the ball where she wants it to be, and gosh,
they're just not making mistakes.
And they're not making mistakes. Anything that could go right for a team is going right for North Miami. Anything that go wrong right now is going wrong for Winamac. Katie Perry, third baseman for Lady Warriors.
His ball, she took a ball on the outside. Another ball on the outside of the plate. That would look pretty good.
Katie getting ready to see about the 7th pitch of this sequence. So if 5 pitches is a QAB, I wonder what 10 pitches, seeing 10 pitches is a batter. Is that 2 quality at bats? Seems like you should get an extra stat for that.
That was a good at bat.
Yes, it was. Battled all the way back to draw a walk. And that'll bring up the left fielder for Winamac, Kaya Campbell.
4, Campbell.
Just saying Campbell now. I believe he did call her Kaya Campbell earlier.
He did. I'm thinking about changing her name legally so people get it right.
I like it.
I wouldn't even have to change the spelling.
No, exactly. Yeah. I chases one upstairs, puts it in the air to the second baseman, who rings it in for out number 2.
Campbell pops out to the second baseman for the second out of the inning, bringing up number 2, Bailey.
You know, she in every sport she plays, and I think almost everybody calls her that more than anything. But there was at one point in time, I don't remember where we were at, but somebody actually got her first name right and then said Campbell wrong. I'm not really sure how that.
Oh my, that's awesome.
Is he like Camp Bell or Camel or something like that? I don't remember what it was, but it was.
Oh my. First pitch strike to Blake Bailey.
So it's like yeah. Yeah.
Blake Bailey with a nice bunt down third base. There's no chance at first base to get Blake Bailey. So trouble brewing for North Miami. We got 2 outs. Aubrey Gearhart steps in. Aubrey's about due. She struggled to play a little bit today, particularly in this second game. And she's about due for a big hit here. Winds calm down just a little bit. It'd be a nice time for one of those balls that just travels. Aubrey hits it to shortstop, who makes the play, gets the force out at third base. So,
and Gearhart hits in a fielder's choice.
So Winamac's going to leave 2
a
aboard.
Out in the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left on base. Coming up the bottom of the 6th, Tinney, Lackman, and Miller.
This broadcast brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Find your go with Braun Ability, the world's most trusted name in mobility. Braun Ability is a proud supporter of the Winamac community, where we are working together for a more mobile world. Learn more online at braunability.com. Pulaski Memorial Hospital has been proudly serving the community since 1963. With 18 physicians and nurse practitioners, along with a friendly and knowledgeable staff, PMH is dedicated to providing quality care closer to home. More information online at pmhnet.com. Please support our local sponsors.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gearhart with my partner, Aaron Campbell. Aaron, really glad that you willing and interested in doing a couple games with me today. Really enjoyed being on air with you. I think it's just a fun thing that RTC does. I know North Miami is one of their partner schools, and Winamac, we've always had a really good relationship with North Miami. Had a friendly rivalry throughout the years, and as I mentioned earlier, you know, the folks here at North Miami, everybody's been very welcoming to us and helpful, and asked us if we want things, fed us coffee. And on a cold day, man, that coffee really hit the spot. That's a hard shot down the third baseline. That's going to at least be 2. Nope, Kai Campbell gets the ball in quickly to hold the runner at first base.
Tinney leading off with a base hit.
Yeah, it didn't make a difference
number 23,
whether it's,
Lackman.
you know, when the girls were younger, we'd come over here for like some summer basketball league stuff over here, and always been well received. North Miami's always been very hospitable.
I really like the country setting too. I was just looking at the screen at what viewers are seeing at home with the cloudscapes, and then you see the woods off in the background. And I know when I was walking up from the parking lot, there was a spot where there was some mud. Good strikeout for Kelsey Crawford there for the first out of the inning. But so there was some mud, and I saw multiple deer tracks in there, and I was like, you know what, this is happy. And we're kind of, you know, the more country-based school, and that's one of the things I really like and respect about Rochester Telephone Company, RTC TV4. They're really interested in investing in these small communities, these rural, more country kind of settings. Ball gets away from the first baseman, but she's going to stay put. Looks like it must have
hit the runner.
Yeah, I think it might have hit the runner. But so these rural communities, you know, there's a lot of you know, a lot of businesses that leave town, you know, historically in these smaller communities over the last decade or so. And, you know, Rochester Telephone Company really stepped in and has really made a commitment to these schools. There's 8 schools that they work with right now. And, you know, the goal and something I think that's really working is that they're really focused on how do we bring communities together.
Right.
And, you know, and sports is a big part of it. High school sports, they do cover some youth sports, but then things in the schools, I mean, getting more into doing, you know, covering choir concerts and band concerts, those kinds of things. There's a bunt down the third baseline. Katie Perry fields it, throws it to first for the out. That'll be the second out of the inning.
Miller lays down a sacrifice.
So that's just kind of cool to be part of that, I guess. I don't know.
And selfishly, I love the fact that, you know, that for the people that either live far away or can't make it to the, you know, like my mom's going to be able to get to watch this game, which is super cool. She lives a few hours away, and, you know, I have a couple of nieces that were very involved in athletics in my hometown, and she doesn't miss them. You know, she goes to every game, and I think it kind of eats at her a little bit that she can't be here to watch my kids play, and, you know, stuff like this makes it an opportunity for her to be able to do that.
For sure. Yeah, I know my in-laws, Gretchen's parents out in Pennsylvania, and a lot of members of her family tune in for a lot of these games, and you're right, it's just a nice thing, isn't it? Makes the world a little bit smaller. Good pitch by Kelsey. Ground ball to second baseman Emily Marausch, who makes the out, the third out of the inning.
The 4-3 put out ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit.
You gave me this book,
no errors, 1 left on base.
I completely neglected it.
We'll be back right after this message.
All that smoke can only mean one thing. The Winamac Corner Deli is cooking up something delicious. Located in the Old Burger Dairy Store, the Winamac Corner Deli offers everything from daily lunch specials to full-service event catering. Stop in today to try one of our signature creations, like our amazing barbecue nachos or our tantalizing barbecue mac and cheese wrap. Every day is something new, yet familiar. Mouth-watering sandwiches and entrees for any occasion. The Winamac Corner Deli, smoking good food.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gerhart with my partner, Aaron Campbell. So this is the top of the 7th.
Yes.
So Winamac's got to score 8 to keep this thing going.
Yep. We're going to start out with Kelsey Crawford, Alexis Grove, and Ella Gerhart.
So Winamac sticks just not talking as loud this game. Lackerman, got to tip your hat to her, is really throwing a dynamite game.
Top of the 7th is number 6, Crawford.
Yeah, she's kept them guessing. She's working up and down in the strike zone, changing her speeds a lot. It's just she's pitched a really good game.
That changeup's been nasty today. Be 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls and 1 strike, singular.
There you go.
To Kelsey. Just got under that one. It's going to be a fly ball to center field, handled nicely. Reeled in for out number 1. So the Winamac Lady Warriors down to their final 2 outs. So we got 2 outs to work with.
Hey.
You never know. Can bat through the lineup. Lexi hits the ball softly down the first base line, and she's going to get to first base on the swinging bunt. So Winamac with a base runner brings up the catcher, freshman Ella Gerhart.
Brings up number 10, Gerhart.
Ella with the walk-off double to end the first game. It's been pretty cold during the second game of Winamacs. She's going to hit it to shortstop that put a really good effort on the ball. Backhanded stab and just couldn't come up with a play. I'll tell you what, if she would have made that play, that would have been awesome.
Gearhart sneaks it past the shortstop for a base hit.
That Kime has really covered some good ground over there and just couldn't come up with the backhand. Fairly well hit ball. Emily Roush comes up to bat. She's had a pretty good day offensively. Emily's starting to get hot at the right time of the season.
It's another one of the kids from Winamac who's just put in countless hours.
Yeah, she pitched a really nice game the other night that I unfortunately didn't get to see. And Carol, she had a
no-hitter.
Yep, a no-hitter against Carol. What was the final of that one? 14-0 maybe, or?
I think so. I'm pretty sure I was texting that to you when that was over.
That's right, you were, weren't you? That was nice of you. Just foul down the first baseline. That's going to even the count at 2.
Yeah, we were 14-0 and 5 at Carroll. That's Emily pitched a no-hitter, and Blake broke the stealing record. It's a good night for us.
Ground ball is shortstop. She's going to get no, she's not going to get the lead runner. Lexi's going to go ahead and run home for RBI for Emily. Mishandled toss at third base to try to get the lead runner. So still only one out. Winamac gets their first one back. First one. They need their first of 8 that they're looking to get.
Now batting is number 18, Collins.
No balls, 1 strike to Jada Collins. Ella Gearhart with a delayed steal. You know, I like a delayed steal in that situation to some extent, although, I mean, we're down by 7 runs with 1 out. You do not want to get out on that, but she must have saw it and just knew that there wasn't a chance to get her.
Moral victory.
A moral victory, yeah, exactly.
Maybe something like that, light a little bit of a fire in the dugout.
That's actually her second delayed steal in the last few games. No, in the last 2 games. She had one at West Central. Catcher's going to fling it down there to third base. Made it pretty close. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the right fielder, Jada Collins. So those are the first 2 delayed steals I've seen all season by anybody. It's going to get her on that changeup. That changeup's nasty.
And Collins out swinging. For the second out of the inning, bringing up number 22, Perry.
So Winamac now with 2 outs, runners at the corner down by 7. Katie Perry, the third baseman, steps in. She's going to swing. It looks like it's going to be caught by the shortstop.
And with a pop out to the shortstop.
And that's going to end the game.
Warriors win!
So the Warriors won.
Yeah.
Just the wrong Warriors for Winamac folks, but you know, great games. I really enjoyed watching both of North Miami's games today. Winamac played really well in the first game, and I just think emotionally just couldn't get back up for this next game after being on high for that Frontier game. But really had a good time here. Like I said, hospitable and. This is a great day for softball, man. Any day that you're
All that smoke can only mean one thing.